Hey everyone, it's Melanie. I just wanted to share with you this tag that I made for the April Tag Swap that was hosted by Arlene over at Butterfly Kisses. It was the first tag swap that I've ever participated in, and I have to say that it was definitely a learning experience. I really wasn't expecting the time that I took on these, which I'm sorry, Arlene, I hope I didn't goof things up too badly with it, but because I got into a bit of a brain freeze with it. I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I'd never done a tag swap before, so I started doing a little research and trying to figure out what other people had done, and things that might go together, and et cetera, et cetera. And next thing I know, I've used up so much time that I really didn't have a whole lot of time to put them together. So anyway, I got them done. It took a few days of really intense working, but I finally did get them finished. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you what I've got here. So the theme was springtime, roses, flowers, that kind of thing, with an extra challenge to use some fabric. So let me just kind of walk you through what I did here. So the tag is 3 1/4 by 5, right? 5 inches. Let me see. It's 5 inches, or yeah, 5 inches. Sorry, I'm forgetting already. I used some white Naturals cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I wanted something a little thicker, so I actually doubled it up. So it's 2 pieces that I've I glued together to make a thicker base. I then took some distress inks in Antique Linen and the new Spun Sugar and distressed it, and then I went around the edges with some worn lipstick just to darken the edges of the tag. I then went over it with a with Versamark, and I used this stamp from Hero Arts and stamped it, and then went over it with some Perfect Pearls powder. I don't know if you can see that a little bit there, that to bring out that pattern in the background, something really subtle. I then used some old fabric that I had that I have been trying to figure out what to do with for a long time. I was looking at trying to make this into a flower. I just couldn't figure it out in the time that I had, so I ended up using it as a ruffle, and I kept the edges raw, but I made a ruffle at the bottom here, and then I found this really pretty gold lace that I added at the bottom. I used some, this was Shabby Shutters to stamp this little leaf pattern in the background. This is a Stampin' Up stamp. It's a discontinued set. I think it's called Touch of Nature. And then I also used the quote from that for the stamp, which says, "One touch of nature makes the whole world kin." It's a Shakespeare quote. For the flower, this one actually, this was probably what got me into trouble, because again, these took me a while to make, because this was learning. I've never made flower like this before, so I had to learn as I went, and it took a little longer to get them done. But basically what I did is I took some white cardstock, the same cardstock I used for the base, and I cut out little petal shapes. I have an extra one here, kind of like this. I inked over it with Spun Sugar and some worn lipstick, and then I glimmer misted it with a couple different pinks. And then I started forming this cup shape. I put it on my matte pack, and I used, this marker because it had a rounded bottom. And then I just went around and around and around on the matte pack until it started to, form that kind of cup shape here. Once I got it how I wanted it, and I kind of distressed the edges a little bit, I then glued them together, layers, and kind of created this open sort of antique rose flower. Put another piece of, kind of distressed this circle punch, added some ink to distress it and some stickles, and used it as my center, and then I used this feather as an extra little touch. Okay, so that's the flower. And then I just used some of my fibers that I had gotten from Creative Fiber Arts, and each one of them has a different kind of color combination. And then I added this charm. So I made this. my daughter was very excited to help me because the leftovers I made into a bracelet for her. But basically, I've got these pieces here, and I found these rose-colored beads, these faceted beads to add in to tie in the colors again, and then these sort of bronzy coppery charms, and each one has a different charm. So some of them, there might be a flower. Let's see, like this one has a rose. Here's a little bird. So each one of them is going to be different. And then the back I kept it pretty simple. I distressed the back like I did on the front, and then I used this stamp from, Prima, for the bottom, and I gold embossed it, and then the person who's receiving it, there'll be a little note here, and I'll have my contact information on here as well. So anyway, that's my tag, and yeah, I hope you like it. Again, Arlene, my apologies on the time that it took to get these to you, and to everybody that was in my group. I hope that you enjoy them. And if anybody else has any questions, just let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.